You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Absolutely gorgeous day in this historic city of Philadelphia. The sights and sounds, you take it in, and now it is time for baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. Tonight it's the New York Yankees against the Philadelphia Phillies in the first game of a three-game set from Citizens Bank Park here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Hello everybody and welcome to Yankees baseball along with David Cohn. I'm Michael Kay. Well, the Yankees are suffering through their first three-game losing streak of the season. The latest any team has had a three-game losing streak. It took place down in St. Petersburg. Yesterday wasn't pretty. The weekend wasn't pretty.
Yeah, there's always the glass half full, right? I mean, which way do you want to look at it? Yankees have gotten off to such a great start. Giancarlo Stanton almost single-handedly wanted to stop that sweep all by himself, and with a little bit of help, he would have got it. But if things weren't bad enough after getting swept in Tampa, you find out that your starting catcher is going to miss at least a month with a growing strain. That's a tough break for the Yankees. He was just starting to get going. The bullpen was great. Chasing Shreve, boy, you talk about being kind of in a bad rut right now. Throws one pitch, and that's all it took for a walk-off. And that's when you know you're not going good. The Rays, that's their World Series down there in Tampa when they can sweep the Yankees.
All right, let's take a look at tonight's pitching matchup brought to you by People's United Bank. Vince Velasquez will get the start for the Phillies. You see his numbers. He's pitched a lot better of late. Jonathan Loaisiga for the Yankees. He's making his third big league start so far, 1-0, 3.12.
Well, yes. I mean, the kid was so impressive in his opening start. I mean, he drew comparisons from the Rays manager Kevin Cash to Mariano Rivera, his smooth delivery and his stuff. Boy, it really was exciting to watch that debut, but then the next start, it's kind of back down to earth. You know, I mean, the kid obviously wasn't going to pitch that well in every start, and you kind of got a sense of growing pains in his second start. A lot of middle-of-the-road pitches and an early exit from manager Aaron Boone. So back on the mound tonight for another shot in start number 3.
And he'll try to snap this three-game losing streak, so the Yankees will come out fighting. When we get back, lineups, first pitch, baseball, Yankees and the Phillies coming up next right here on Yes. Signature wrap at Subway restaurants today, by the Jeep Celebration event going on now, and by Planet Fitness, the world judges, be don't, be free. What a beautiful day here in Philadelphia. Start of a three-game interleague set. Amazingly enough, the Yankees have not been here at Citizens Bank since the World Series of 2009. So no interleague games here in Philadelphia between these two teams since then. And the last time they actually played a regular season game here at Citizens Bank was back in 2006. So somehow it's got caught in the rotation. Now, one thing that they won't have this time through is they will not have their starting catcher, Gary Sanchez. David showed you the injury that was suffered yesterday, trying to beat out a double play ground ball. So what does Aaron Boone think about losing his starting catcher?
But we'll look at it, you know, as kind of we'll take the positive out of it. You know, Rowe's done a great job, obviously, this year for us. It's an opportunity for Higashioka to get up here and get some run. And, you know, hopefully everyone can pick up the slack a little bit in his absence. But
that's all the right things to say, David, but when you lose a guy who can hit 30 home runs and drive in 100 runs, it's probably going to hurt a little bit.
What did the other Yankee manager used to say? It's not what you want.
Not what you want.
That is a big blow. I think a lot of people felt on the inside that Gary was starting to swing the bat much better, even though he wasn't getting a lot to show for it. He was hitting bullets all over the place. So when you lose a guy that's capable of hitting 30-plus home runs in the middle of your order, the presence is going to be dearly missed.
And now it's a chance for Austin Romine. Let's see how he does. He's played well so far this year as a backup. Now you see how he does as the starter. All right, so let's take a look at the lineup that's out there without Gary Sanchez, which should be for about a month now. The starting lineup is brought to you by Lexus. Brett Gardner in center field leads off. Batting second, the right fielder Aaron Judge. Didi Gregorius at shortstop hits third. Coming off a 5-hit game, Giancarlo Stanton will be in left field. Remember, no DH in the National League Park. He's going to clean up. Batting fifth, third baseman Miguel Andujar. Greg Bird struggling at first base. He'll bat sixth. Batting seventh, the rookie second baseman Gleyber Torres. We talked about Austin Romine. He'll catch, and he's going to bat eighth. And pitching for the Yankees and batting ninth is Jonathan Loaisiga.
And here is Vince Velasquez, part of the rotation now for the Phillies for the last couple of years. This is his third year now in that rotation. And you see those numbers on the year, a little bit of a mixed bag, although 97 strikeouts in 8 and a third innings. So let's tell you a little bit more in our pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. And he really is kind of a throwback. He pitches off of his fastball about 55% of the time. His pitches are fastballs, and that's about 7th highest in the big leagues right now. And strikeout stuff, we showed you that. His strikeout rate at 28.4% is 8th in the major leagues right now. And to give that little context, major league pitchers strike out about 22% of the batters that they face. And a slow ride though, Michael. He takes about 27.4 seconds between pitches, and that is by far the highest of anybody in the big leagues. And I think that leads to a little bit of that inconsistency that we've seen from him.
I've done some math, David, for you. So over 100 pitches, that adds 5.5 minutes to the game. Just that. So the major league average is 24 seconds between pitches. He's at 27.4. So that little bit adds 5.5 minutes to each game. Brett Gardner's ready. Velasquez is ready. And let's do it here at Citizens Bank Park. First pitch is a strike. We're underway. Joe West is the home plate umpire. Mark Rippinger at first. Doug Eddings at second. Marty Foster is over at third. West, the home plate ump, is also the crew chief. So Aaron Hicks is the one who does not play today. With Gardner moving to center, you want to keep Stanton's bat in the lineup. He'll play left. The Yankees did call up Kyle Higashioka. He's the backup catcher. Also called up Giovanni Gallegos and sent down Clint Frazier. So carrying one fewer man on the bench. They have just 3 bench players today.
And that's no small thing in the National League style of play. Might have to see a pitcher possibly take some at-bats because of the lack of depth on the bench.
And they needed another arm because the bullpen really did some work yesterday. Great work other than what Shreve did with the one pitch. High fly ball, left field and deep. Going back, Hoskins. He's there, and he makes the play on the lip of the track for the first out. Let's check out the Phillies defense, which is presented by Geico. We'll start with Hoskins. You saw him in left. In center, it's Herrera, then Williams over in right. Franco, Kingery, Hernandez, and Santana third to first. Alfaro is the catcher. Velasquez is on the mound. And it's tough to run against Alfaro. 14 caught stealings this year, the most in the major leagues. He catches base runners at a 30.4% clip. Here's Aaron Judge. 1 for 11 in the series in Tampa Bay. Swing and a miss. You know, Nick Pivetta was starting yesterday for the Phillies against the Nationals, and he's one of the quicker workers out there on the mound in contrast to Velasquez. And Buster Olney of ESPN asked him why he works so quickly. He said his college coach would stand on the top step of the dugout, and when he was working slowly, he'd yell out, "Boring!" and that would speed him up, and that he still hears that in his head.
That's pretty good.
He'd yell it right now. And the 0-2. Skied the other way and out of play.
We've seen that with Sonny Gray, so you know that's a thing that a pitcher can correct, Michael. We've seen it almost overnight with Sonny Gray. Just stop worrying about the selection process, and we've already seen it here with Vince Velasquez, kind of staring at the signs a little too long, rather than, you know, maybe just trust your catcher, get it and go. Still staring at the signs. No, he doesn't like that one. No, I want that one. No, I don't like that one. There's the problem.
Strike three, picked the right one. Judge down looking. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. It's 80 degrees, beautiful night, 32% humidity. Wind is 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy, but otherwise a great evening for baseball. Beautiful ballpark here in Philly, in stark contrast to the circular cookie-cutter Veterans Stadium. This is one of the nicest parts, but it plays very small. It does yield home runs. Here's Didi Gregorius. Yankees are 50 and 25. The Phillies are 41 and 34. A little bit of a surprise. They've come on a little quicker than people thought. Same thing with the Atlanta Braves in the National League East. But the Phillies struggle because their bullpen struggles. They'd have a much better record if they could close out games. Have you looked at last night's Sunday Night Baseball game against the Nationals? That's a game they should have put away. They had an early lead, a big lead, couldn't hold on. Gabe Kapler, first-year manager. 12 seasons as a major league outfielder. Worked in the front office of the Dodgers and gets his first opportunity here. 2-1.
Seemed like the first 2 weeks of the season here in Philly that Gabe Kapler was on the hot seat already. But since that point, boy, he's really kind of endeared himself, not only to his team, but also the media here in Philly.
David, he got booed during the home opener because he made some strange decisions as the Phillies opened on the road. Called for a pitcher that wasn't warming up. Really took starters out a lot earlier than people thought they should have been taken out. He is a by-the-book analytics guy. Thinks outside the box. Well, maybe I should say in today's baseball, he thinks inside the box.
Well, yeah, it's becoming more mainstream by the year. One thing he does do is he believes in communication. If there's anything, and he hears everything. From the media, he will text media members before the game and tell them if there's a change in the lineup or if there's a change in moves, look for this tonight. Talking to John Kruk before the game, he called Kruk. There's been some criticism of him in the booth. He called him down, wants to talk about it. Larry Anderson as well.
And Gregorius works a walk. That'll get Stanton up here in the first inning. A lot of rookie managers throughout the big leagues, and most of them are doing well. Aaron Boone's done great. Alex Cora, also a good job in Boston. Gabe Kapler, Dave Martinez with the Nationals, and Nick Callaway got off to a great start, but certainly suffering right now. The Mets are 31-44. But a lot of these first-year managers took over pretty good teams. Usually get your first job, and it's with a team that's struggling or rebuilding, and you don't get out of the gate at 50-25.
Yeah, the keys to the kingdom for a couple of guys.
Now they're playing Stanton to pull, 3 infielders on the left side. Those are his numbers. Now he's never been great here in Philly at 224 hitter, 12 home runs and 21 ribbies. Whole right side of the infield is open for Stanton as Santana holds Gregorius. Told you Alfaro is good at throwing out base runners, so Didi's been moving a lot better of late. See what Stanton's been doing of late. Last 9 games, a .417 average, 4 homers, 8 ribbies. Strike, 0-1 to Stanton. He's 1 for 12, Stanton is, against Velasquez in his career.
I thought you brought up a great point with regard to Stanton in Tampa, Michael, and that his pace is really not that far off of what he had last year. You know, all the talk about Stanton, it's really been about home and road splits for him. He's been so great on the road and so great against left-handed pitching.
Foul bat, 0-2. I mean, really, it's not far at all. Last year hitting .271, this year .262. Last year 20 home runs at this point, 19 now, 49 ribbies, 44 this year. So again, not too far off. He really took off after July 1st of last year.
You know, he and Aaron Judge have almost had opposites. They've almost ham and egged it. Aaron Judge killing it at home at Yankee Stadium, and Stanton on the road.
Missed inside. Stanton had 38 of his 59 home runs after July 1st last year, which really is incredible. Close call.
From the overhead, just in off the plate, and you know, Joe West has been around a long time, Michael, and I threw that's how long to Joe West, and he's always been a little bit more of a hitter's umpire. You got to throw the ball on the plate.
See what he's done on the road, 312. At home, 215. That's almost the exact opposite of what Judge is doing. Judge really is struggling on the road.
Is about syncing up your weapons. And you mentioned it too, Michael, as well, as Yankees with a really good record, but generally feeling that there's more in there to be had once they start clicking on all cylinders.
1-2. Check swing. He did not go. So a 2-2 count. Gregorius leads off first, held by Santana. Three and two. Crowd oohing and eyeing, but that was clearly off the plate.
And Duhar on deck. back up Stanton here. And Stanton with a very Judge-like at-bat up to this point, spitting on pitches out of the zone.
Runner goes. Pitch outside, and Stanton works a walk. So 2 quick outs followed by 2 walks, and that brings up Andujar.
Really good sign for Giancarlo Stanton there. He was struggling. Those were pitches he would be swinging at, chasing out of the zone. Go ahead and take the walk and pass the baton.
The flags are whipping straight in toward home plate as we look out towards center field. The American flag pointing at both of us, David.
Fairly breezy, too. Ball was carrying to right field during batting practice, but it looks like it's knocking it down to central and left a bit.
Strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Andujar, 36 extra base hits. That leads all major league rookies. Runners in scoring position. Yankee offense has been struggling of late. Last 4 games, 4 for 32, a 125 average. Tap. First base line, picked up by Velasquez, underhands to Santana, and that will do it as those struggles continue. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Yankees nothing, and the Phillies coming back. Cesar Hernandez leads off. Second baseman Rhys Hoskins will play left field, and he's going to bat second. Odubel Herrera in center field will hit third. Cleaning up first baseman Carlos Santana, Nick Williams in right, Scott Kingery at short. Maikel Franco is the third baseman batting seventh. Batting eighth, the catcher Jorge Alfaro. And we saw Vince Velasquez on the mound. He's going to pitch at bat ninth.
And here's the kid. Jonathan Loaisiga going to toe that slab here in the city of brotherly love. Looking for some love in the strike zone. 2 starts, first one good one, second one not so good. But the stuff is there, and looking to get back on track, and a smooth operator. I mean, his delivery really is smooth. Throughout the organization, all the pitching coaches talked about his mechanics being so solid. Kevin Cash, the Rays manager, thought he looked like Mariano Rivera, and that's really high praise, not so much on what his numbers are, but his style, how smooth it is. And when you're a kid that's really thrown more in A-ball than you have in the big leagues, this is really getting thrown into the deep end. And no other choice for the Yankees. They like his style. He's going to get a chance, and sink or swim.
Hernandez will start it off. Loaisiga deals. Hernandez shows bunt, takes outside, 1-0. Phillies almost swept the Nationals, but they blew the lead yesterday. They took 2 out of 3 from Washington. Hernandez was 4 for 12 in that series. Pitch upstairs. .330 down the right field line here at Citizens Bank. 329 down the left field line. Some funky twists and turns in the outfield. 401 to dead center, but then it goes out to 409 to the left of dead center. 374 in the gap in left field, so you can hit the ball out here. 2-2.
One of the things I like about sabermetrics, Michael, park adjusted numbers. You can factor that into, you know, what is real and what is not.
Fouled away on the left side. Just in the seats.
Really plays out in the minor leagues too. The Pacific Coast League is a home run haven. It's hard to evaluate pitching when you're in that kind of environment.
Three and two on Hernandez. Now the Phillies are 25th in batting average, but they're 9th in on-base percentage. So they'll walk and they'll also strike out a lot. They strike out in 25.4% of their at-bats. That's the third highest in Major League Baseball. San Diego's first, 25.6. White Sox, 25.5. Now the Yankees strike out a lot at 23.4%, but there are 8 teams that strike out more. And David, we've seen the way the game has turned. People don't really care that much about strikeouts.
Well, you know, yeah, it's a good point. There's a lot of baseball pundits out there squawking about the style of the game nowadays. And the rate of strikeouts, more strikeouts than hits on pace this year.
I think a lot of the writers and analysts, they don't like it, but I don't think that the guys in the front office care that much.
And I think it's overblown to some degree. You know, it's a really good writer, Grant Brisby. He wrote a great article in one of the blogs.
3-2. There's a strikeout. One away. Take a look at the Yankees defense presented by Geico. Stanton, Gardner, and Judge left to right in the outfield. Infield and Duhar, Gregorius, Torres, and Bird. That's third to first. Gromine's behind the plate. Loaisiga's on the mound.
You know, SB Nation is the blog, or really the website. It's not a blog that Grant Brisby writes for. And he really did an analysis, and he said, you know what? All the extra strikeouts really amount to about 2 extra per side in a 3-hour game. So you're really talking about 4 extra strikeouts in the whole game, instead of maybe a couple weak fly balls to left or a couple weak ground balls to second base.
There's Rhys Hoskins.
My opinion is it's been overblown a little bit. And the reason for the strikeouts is because look at this kid throwing 97 miles an hour. Just up from the minor leagues. Look at the bullpens now. And all the power arms in the bullpen. Pitchers are so good at striking hitters out nowadays. I don't like strikeouts. I like seeing nasty pitches, backdoor sliders, and front door sinkers. There's more ways to strike out hitters than ever before. Pitchers are more creative than ever before, more powerful. Even with that being said, it's about 2 extra strikeouts per team over the course of a game.
Three and 0
on average. I know I'm an old pitcher. I'm biased a little bit. I like strikeouts.
Strike to Hoskins.
Excuse me, Michael. I don't really miss weak ground balls to short. You know, bloopers to left field. That's enough. I'll get off my rant. I was getting ready to go on a rant there for a minute.
You know, I was giving you room. Popped up on the right side. Bird back. Now in foul territory toward the stands. And he makes the play. Basket catch for the second out. And that's going to bring up Herrera. And it also brings up the Jeep hitter scouting report.
Odubel Herrera. Boy, what an interesting, exciting kid to watch. I mean, the funky style. Check out the leg kick. It's like I used to hit back in Conway Park or Condo Stick Park playing wiffle ball in my backyard. I mean, Just stand open, high leg kick. He adjusts as he goes. Just a really funky style, fun to watch. Gone streaking lately. He had actually a 45 on base game streak where he got on base in 45 straight games. And give that scout a raise. He was a Rule 5 draft choice. You talk about stealing a player. He was in the Texas Rangers organization, and the Rule 5 draft is for minor leaguers left unprotected, and it cost you about $50,000. And whoever the scout was that found this kid, give that guy a raise, because he's turned into quite a player. But he's also got a 5-game home run streak and a 40-plus game on base streak. Ruth, Bonds, Tomey, Edmonds, and Herrera are that list.
You can tell that his helmet doesn't quite fit. Now, one thing that you said about he's fun to watch, he has a high leg kick in the first 2 strikes. Now with 2 strikes, it's going to be a lot less drastic as he tries to make contact. Wide open stance. Swing and a miss. Good inning for Loaisiga. 2 strikeouts, and he retires the Phillies in order. 1, 2, 3. We're going to the second. Here in Philadelphia. 0-0. Yankees in the Phillies. New York Yankees. Do you think that teams sometimes go too far when interacting with other clubs on social media? Well, one of our respondents said definitely not. It's just friendly banter. Let the teams have fun with each other as long as it isn't inappropriate. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag Yankees Camry Hybrid. Keep the conversation going. That comes from Tampa Bay Rays tweeting out that they were billing the Yankees because Clint Frazier helped destroy a speaker yesterday. All in good fun. Here's Greg Bird. Well, we talked about the injury to Gary Sanchez, and then that game went to extra innings yesterday. We were talking on the air who would be the backup catcher once Romine got in. We thought it could be Greg Bird. Meredith, were we right?
Yes, you were correct. I actually asked Aaron Boone that question because if you remember, it looked like Austin Romine took one off of his mask and you wondered who would fill in that situation, and he said a lot of things went through our mind, but Greg Bird would have been the guy. Now, I doubled back and talked to Bird during batting practice, and he said he was psyched. When he learned that he would have been the guy, he was excited to go in, but Romine said to him in the dugout, no chance, there will be no way you're catching in this game, I got this. So everything was fine, but Bird excited about the potential opportunity of catching again. He was a catcher throughout high school.
Yeah, once Torreyes is not on the roster, he's down at Scranton Wilkes-Barre. We did wonder who would go next.
And it is actually Neil Walker first, but Walker was already used in that game, so he would not have been available. So that's why Bird would have then been the option.
1-2 to Bird. Well, now they don't have to worry about it. They have Kyle Higashioka, who they called up. He's one of the catchers on their 40-man roster, so he is backing up Romine. Romine is the starting catcher, and a good opportunity for Austin, who's gotten off to a nice start, done a great job with runners in scoring position, and we know he can catch, so it's time for him to step up. 3-2 on Bird.
Yeah, that's well said. You know, Austin Romine too. The pitchers love throwing to him. He seemed to have made adjustments. He's having a career year offensively, and Yankees should feel very fortunate that they have him ready to go.
And Bird works a walk, so this is the third walk by Velasquez. Crowd getting a little restless, and that's going to bring up Gleyber Torres. Torres 1 for 7 in the 3 games in St. Pete. That one buzzes the tower. He gets out of the way. 1-0.
Makes you wonder why more hitters don't use that mask. That kind of protects their jawline there. A little scary at head high, but Torres easily gets out of the way.
Well, Stanton wears it and has good reason to after getting hit in the face. Flinch a little bit on that breaking ball after having the pitch come up and in. Count 1-1.
Always arm side run. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. If he flies open, the ball can run up and in and get away from a pitcher.
Fouled straight back here, just under our booth. Did you notice, David, that Meredith did not even flinch? Not a flinch. She was concerned a little bit about her computer.
Michael, I grabbed my laptop, I moved to the side a little bit, but then I leaned back in because had it come up a couple more feet, I was ready to make the play.
Good job.
She's an athlete.
See, Cone believes in me.
So does Kay. Here's the 1-2. Way over Alfaro, and that allows Bird to go to second. Velasquez certainly doesn't have great command so far with 3 walks, and he's all over the place.
Once again, you talk about the arm side run, the flying open to the left shoulder, and it just gets away from him. That's halfway up the backstop right there.
Punched out to right field. That is a base hit just inside the line. It'll go up against the side wall. Coming home and scoring is Bird. For Gleyber Torres, it's an RBI double, and the Yankees are on the board. They have a 1-0 lead.
We'll talk about a 2-strike approach. No stride at all. Protect mode. And we've seen Gleyber do this on several occasions. Just slapping it to right, looking to put the ball in play. An old school choke up and take it to right with 2 strikes. Just spread out. That's an advanced approach for a young player. Serves him well, picking up an RBI.
So here's Austin Romine with Torres at second. Romine got off to a great start. He's in a little bit of a slide. 3 for his last 21. Still hitting .305. 4 homers and 20 runs batted in. There's a strike. Well, this is a big opportunity for Romine. We mentioned that Sanchez out. Aaron Boone says 3 to 4 weeks. And now he's going to get some run. Every backup catcher dreams about this. They don't want to see anybody get hurt, but they want their shot. Well, he's got a shot. Fly ball, right center. Herrera makes the catch. Tagging is Gleyber Torres. He'll move to third. One away. Now here's Loaisiga, and the Yankees in interleague play have already lost a very important pitcher, and that's Masahiro Tanaka. Any rules now given to Loaisiga, Meredith?
Well, Aaron Boone told me that he tells all of his pitchers to be careful out there. They try to prepare him as best as possible with running the bases, running in the outfield, and also taking swings, but not too many that it affects them on the mound. They ask them to be athletic on the base paths, but don't do anything unnecessary. Don't take those unnecessary risks that could potentially get you in trouble and wind up that you would be on the DL thereafter. So it's hard, though, because it's instinctual, and David, I'm sure you can talk to that.
Yeah, be careful unless you get a score from third on a sac fly in a 1-0 game.
Infield is in. Well, Luis Severino starting tomorrow. He's so far ahead in the way he prepares, and you know there are reasons why people are great. After the game, I believe it was on Saturday, he's running around the bases at Tropicana Field, running hard so that if he gets on the bases, it's not new to the body. He's working on it. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Loaisiga down on strikes. 2 away.
Well, that's kind of like, you know, never shooting a basketball in your life and then going out and practicing half-court shots for the lottery shot the next day at the next game. And it's just, okay. That practice is eyewash in my mind.
But it can't hurt.
Actually could. You get hurt in practice. Let me give you some ranks, Michael. Major league pitchers this year. 2018, batting average 109, on base percentage 141, slugging 138. All would be all-time lows in Major League history. Collectively, that's what the pitchers give you. A 109 batting average.
Gardner chops one to Santana. That'll do it. But the Yankees get a run on 1 hit. One man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd inning here in Philly. Yankees lead this one 1-0.
Some of the best times of my life growing up here with those teams. getting to run around across the street at Veterans Stadium every single day. It was a great way to grow up around some great teams and great players.
And this family really did grow up around here. Bob, Brett, Ray, and Aaron Boone. 3 generations. Pretty awesome. Aaron's the little guy. He was 7 years old in 1980 when the Phillies won the World Series. And everybody that you talked to that was around that team, he could mimic any batter that came to the plate, even at the age of 7. He just had a way about him. They could see that Brett was a great athlete, but Aaron was a good athlete and had an unbelievable personality. Everybody gravitated toward the kid, and he's taken that and become a pretty good manager. The Boone family lived in South Jersey, and he was here until 5th grade.
Remember Tug McGraw on the mound tapping his heart. Remember the dramatic innings he pitched late in that game, late in those games. Tug McGraw, man, he wore his heart on his sleeve. It was fun to watch.
Philly hat, Yankee shirt. So who's he rooting for here? Well, he got a ball. That's what he's happy about.
He beat my Royals, Michael, in 1980.
Little David was very upset. Grounded to Gleyber Torres in short right field. 1 away. Wow, this guy's really conflicted. Half shirt. Could be American League, National League.
Well, much like it is, you know, up north where you live in Connecticut, a little further north, you know, is that cutoff line between Red Sox nation and Yankees uniform. Similar down here in Jersey, halfway down, central Jersey.
Here's Williams, and there's a strike. Williams is an outstanding pinch hitter, 10 for 21 as a pinch hitter, and playing right field today. Fouled away, 0-2.
Got some pop, got 9 home runs, does Williams.
And the 0-2. Just missed with that one. Yankees lead 1-0. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Swing and a miss. Williams down on strikes. And the put out is 2-3.
That I've ever seen that before.
It's a cap on top of a cap.
He'd be shy about who he's cheering for. I don't know. He's hiding.
Maybe because it's 1-0. Here's Scott Kingery. Lined right at Gleyber, and that will do it as the Phillies go down in order. 1-2-3. We're going to the 3rd here in Philly. It's 1-0 Yankees. Rocky Museum. He climbed up those steps, arms exultant in the air, and he said, "Give David the Phillies team scouting report, brought to you by Bob's Discount Furniture."
Cue the Rocky music right now. Here we go. Yeah, it has been a nice surprise for the Phillies. Gabe Kapler as well, his first year as manager. Well, all of a sudden, the patient approach is paying off. You know, they walk a lot and they strike out a lot, similar to the Yankees, second to the Yankees, and getting on base via the walk. So they certainly have a plan, and maybe that time frame, that timetable is going to be accelerated now all of a sudden. Although they did make a splash in the offseason when they signed Jake Arrieta. Now maybe they'll be players, maybe they're buyers at the trade deadline this year.
High fly ball, left center. Herrera coming on. Wing took it in. Boy, did that make it come in. One away. Hey, there are rumors out there, David. Their owner wants to spend money, and they will try to acquire Manny Machado, and then they want to keep him with a big money contract. So they become players.
It's a great thing. You know, Major League Baseball is better when Philly is competitive. A great new stadium, as you said here. Actually, not that new anymore, I guess, but the fan base here is a great sports town. They really supported this team through their World Series runs. It's good to see them get back on track. It's good for the game, good for the area. Big crowd here tonight.
Swing and a miss. So Judge now on this road trip is 1 for 13. Is there any rhyme or reason, David, why he'd be struggling so much this year on the road and dominant on the at home?
You know, that's the type of stuff that'll drive you to drink when you try to figure that stuff out.
Right.
I mean, you just don't know.
Because he's a good hitter.
He's a very good hitter. He's still getting on base. I think that you just take the overall numbers and look at the larger sample sizes, and you trust it. And you buy into random variance, that this game does have random variance in it. And when you try to slice and dice and pick apart small sample sizes, it will drive you crazy. If you accept the fact that there is random variance into this game, you can probably relax and enjoy it a little more if you're a fan.
What would you say, you know, 81 games, it's not 81 yet. That's not a small sample size.
Well, it depends, you know, I mean, you look at it year to year if you can. Sometimes things don't even out in a year. We talked to Paul O'Neill about that. I don't think you can point to any one thing that he's doing differently. You know, the same at-bats at home and on the road.
And Gregorius walks for the second time.
You know, conversely, if you're going to talk about Giancarlo Stanton, maybe you could say his struggles at home were a little bit of nerves, emotions, trying to make a good first impression, getting booed at home. Maybe there's some credibility in that early on. But with Aaron Judge struggling on the road, there's nothing you can point to. Nothing he's doing differently. Keep swinging.
Here's Stanton. 3 infielders on the left side. Stanton walked in the first inning. One and 0.
It's an old saying, Michael. Dick Hauser told it to me, the late great Dick Hauser, former Yankee manager, Royals manager. He said a lot of times major league teams are going to win 60 games and are going to lose 60 games. It's really the other 40 or so games that really make or break your season. That's random variation. You could put an A-ball team up here. They're going to win games.
Oh, we just saw the Reds sweep the Cubs.
It happens. You could take the Charleston team and put them up here, and you know they may have a weekend like the Rays just had. They may sweep the Yankees, or they certainly can win a game here and there, or more than you would think. That doesn't happen in basketball and football. It doesn't happen in any other sport as much, not nearly as much.
I think it strays away from the sports, David, where you can out-physical somebody. But in baseball, you can't out-physical people. You can't want it more than the other team.
You can do everything right and it doesn't work out.
Right.
Giancarlo Stanton could hit a 120-mile-an-hour line drive right at the left fielder and he's out. He did everything he's supposed to do and it just doesn't work all the time. That's one of the things, you know, that I like about some of the analytics. You can quantify the luck factor, if you will. Am I doing my job? Am I getting good contact? Am I hitting the ball hard? On the mound, otherwise, am I missing the barrel of the bat? Am I getting soft contact? And then you can peel back the layers and see, hey, am I lucky or unlucky? I think that's what you have to do rather than just look at batting average. With Aaron Judge, maybe he is getting good at bats on the road and not getting rewarded for it. I think we saw that with Gary Sanchez. He's not a 190 hitter. He clearly is hitting some bad luck, in my mind, from what I've seen.
Tipped into the glove of Alfaro, 2 away.
Up and away. It seems like Stanton got caught in between there. He was going to go for it or not, and they decided to offer at it, and it was too late.
Here is Andujar. And a strike from Velasquez.
Not sure if Didi's going to have ideas. I know, Michael, you mentioned it, and he is moving a lot better and more aggressive and trying to steal bases. A lot of factors involved. The pitcher, how quick he is, and the catcher's arm. Velasquez not especially quick to home plate. 0-2 pitches. The 0-2 count here is a good running count. If you get caught, then you save an at-bat for Andujar. Can lead off next inning with a clean at-bat. Pretty wicked 0-2 swing there from Andujar. We talked about Torres breaking it down and with a 2-strike approach. Andujar got one thing in mind. He doesn't care about the count. He's letting it go.
One and two.
The rookies just not only the energy they've infused, Andujar and Torres, but the productivity. They have literally been a difference maker for this Yankee squad. And you look at their record right now, they're a big part of it.
Foul back here. David, we've had 2 close calls. I think we're going to get a ball in the booth this series.
Yeah, it seems to be zeroing in. We're at the right angle here, just a little off center of home plate.
Certainly not as high as in DC.
That's right on the angle.
Yeah, we're above those letters. 1-2. chases a high fastball, and he strikes out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. We're going to go to the bottom of the third inning. It's 1-0 Yankees. Brought to you in part by Ram Trucks, built to serve. By People's United Bank. We've been on a winning streak for 175 years. People's United Bank, member FDIC. And by your Tri-Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on all models. That's the link right across the parking lot from Citizens Bank Park, the home of the Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles. Big crowd on hand here at Citizens Bank. We go to the bottom of the third. It is 1-0 Yankees. Here's Franco against Loaisiga. And a strike. Now, Franco looked like a surefire star, and he was starting to get less playing time this year with J.P. Crawford and Scott Kingery getting more time at shortstop and third. And he said, quote, "I would be lying if I said it wasn't frustrating." But now Crawford's injured, so this could be Franco's last chance to grab hold of a job. There's our old buddy, Robbie Thompson. Yankee bench coach in 2008. Then the last 3 years, and he's been with the organization forever, ran spring training. Interviewed for the Yankee manager's job after Joe Girardi was not brought back, and he kind of felt, and I guess the organization felt, if you're going to go for that job and then you're not going to get it, it might be awkward for you to work for the guy who gets it. It's a very respected guy.
Absolutely understandable. You go back to the 90s when Rob Thompson ran the spring training camps for Joe Torre.
Two-two. Three infielders on the left side against Franco. And the 3-2. Chop, left side, and Duhar. One away here in the third.
Now you know why they had three infielders on the left side. He's got one thing in mind: get the barrel of the bat out, try to hit the ball hard. Still fascinated with Jonathan here on the mound. Notice how I just avoided that last name.
I have. You've been calling him Kid, Jonathan. I like it.
This is his 38th career professional start. His third one in the big leagues. He walked 4 guys in 45 innings in the minor leagues this year.
We guys are talking about Jonathan Loaisiga. I actually spoke to Luis Severino about him earlier today, and he said despite the hiccup last time out, he knows that he will be okay up here in the big leagues. And I asked why. He looked at me and said, he's a competitor. He's aggressive, he's a strike thrower, and he pitches with a tremendous amount of confidence. Regardless of what's happening in a game, he doesn't get emotional on the mound, and that's something that will certainly help him up here.
0-2.
Well, if you're the Yankees organization, you're going to take a chance on a kid, bring him up from Double-A with limited experience. You want a strike throw. That's certainly what he is. And generally speaking, young kids will come up to the big leagues and they'll be all over the map. And you worry about control issues and containing their emotions. And just what Meredith just said, he checks all the boxes. The emotional box, they thought he would be okay once they threw him in the deep end. But it's really the control, the smooth mechanics of the repeatable delivery.
Swing and a miss. Alfaro down on strikes.
Breaking out his curveball now. We've seen a hard slider, but this is more of a 12-6. Look at the break on it in the lower 80s. Right over the heart of the plate. From 97 miles an hour on the top end to the mid to low 80s on that breaking ball. That works.
Here's Velasquez. Fouled away into the seats.
There's some guys on the mound, you just watch their delivery, Michael, and you see how smooth it is, and you can just kind of sense it. This guy's got a chance to have really good control. Nothing's jumpy, nothing's herky-jerky. Very much under control, very smooth delivery.
Chopped to short, charging is Gregorius. And Loaisiga is perfect through 3. 9 up, 9 down. We'll go to the 4th. It's 1-0 Yankees. Team together from 07 to 11 and a 584 winning percentage, second in Major League Baseball to the Yanks. They won the World Championship in 2008 and the National League title in 2009, losing the series to the Yanks. Then from 12 to 17, it dropped off. Guys got old. They kept them too long. .439 win percentage. Worst in the majors. They never made the playoffs in that stretch. This year, ahead of schedule. 41-34 record, 5th best in the National League. The new manager is Gabe Kapler. Audi scoreboard. It is 1-0 Yankees. An RBI double for Gleyber Torres drove in Greg Bird from second base. That's the scoring in this game. In fact, the double by Torres, the only hit in this game. Bird leads off, hit sharply, foul. Three infielders on the right side for Bird. Bird is hitless in his last 12 at-bats, and he has struggled. He'd be the first one to tell you that. And again, a very funny line, which I spoke about yesterday, that Boone had on Saturday. He's asked about Bird's struggles, and he said, we still think he's the dude, but he just has to start duding. He has not done that. The 0-2. And I'm sure Bird knows that there's some pressure, because you hear stories about people playing first base like Brandon Drury twice a week now at AAA. What does that mean? So he has to start hitting.
Aaron Boone brings kind of a Southern California vibe from his days at USC.
He's certainly hit well, Drury, in the minors in 50 games now. 320, 13 doubles, 5 home runs, 29 ribbies. Played 8 games with the Yankees this season, and eventually had to go on the DL with migraines and blurred vision, which he'd been playing with for a long time. Swing and a miss. Bird down on strikes. Velasquez with 3 straight strikeouts.
Well, we told you, he's got good strikeout stuff. A mid-90s fastball and a curveball breaking straight down. Perfectly located to Greg Bird.
Here's Gleyber Torres. RBI double in the second. To right field, just inside the line. We told you about Herrera, the 2 high leg kicks for the first 2 strikes. Gleyber Torres, so rare for a 21-year-old. It's rare in baseball now that somebody have a 2-strike approach. With the launch angles, home runs pay off. People swing the same way with 2 strikes. Not Gleyber Torres. Fly ball right field. Williams there, 2-away. You look around this ballpark, pretty close to a sellout. Very few empty seats on this Monday night. Yankees have not been in Philly since the 2009 World Series. And obviously for Yankee fans, just a short ride south and you're here. About 2 hours.
My first time here, Michael. Very impressive. Gorgeous, gorgeous view. Well-designed park.
You have to like the fact that it opens up and you see the view of a great, great skyline. Center City, Philly. It's beautiful.
It's a little different than the old vet. Used to get a great view in the upper deck of some pretty good brawls.
1-1 on Roma. 1-2.
It's a National League style of game. National League pitchers understand this. You know, you want to bury the 8-hole hitter right here as Romine's batting 8th so that you can get the pitcher to lead off the next inning.
Still 1-2.
It's always a big deal. You know, back in my National League days playing for the Mets against the Phillies, Mel Stoudemire was our pitching coach then. We get a look here. Fastball, here it is, right down the middle. Fouled straight back. No harm, no foul.
He took the ball first and then checked the mask. Priorities. 1-2. Strike 3. Romine down looking. Strikeout number 6 for Velasquez. As the Yankees go down in order, we go to the bottom of the 4th. The Eagles won the Super Bowl in February. Which 3 cities have won a Super Bowl and a World Series in the same calendar year? I'd say New York, Boston / New England. I got shot down on New York. Audi scoreboard, bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Yanks. The Mets won in '86, but the Giants won the Super Bowl in January of '87, so that doesn't count. How about Mets and Jets?
That's pretty good.
69. We'll let the audience think about it for a while.
I like to give our fans a chance first before I jump in there. There's always trap doors in these trivia questions now. These guys are tricky. I'm thinking Joe Montana.
Two and 2 on Hernandez. A wave. Strike 3. Strikes out for the 2nd time against Loaisiga. burgers and fries look like it could be a good idea right now.
Oh yeah, Bull's Barbecue right there.
And they get some treats.
Greg Luzinski, the Bull. Kind of a toss-up between him and Boog Powell. Both hitting and barbecue.
Here's Hoskins. Hoskins was on the DL with a fractured jaw. And that's why he wears the 2 flaps on his helmet. And he did it on May 29th of this year, facing Kenley Jansen of the Dodgers. He fouled the pitch off of his face and broke his jaw. Placed on the DL with a hairline fracture that runs from his chin to the underside of his jaw near his teeth. He missed just 9 games. He didn't need surgery, but he was just, according to him, quote, having a lot of smoothies. And this is a different team with him. They are 39-27 when he's in the lineup, and they were 2-7 in the 9 games he missed. Strike 3. Hoskins down looking, and he does not like the call.
Look at Joe West. He's not having it. He's never had any of that. Clipping the corner, shaving the black. It's high enough. Right across the top of the knee. And it's on the edge of the box. Loaisiga is just getting in a groove with his breaking stuff right now. The pitcher's pitch.
Here's Odubel Herrera. 1-0.
It's not that hard. Loaisiga, it's not that hard.
No.
I'm not psyched out anymore. I got this.
So we're not going to hear Kid anymore.
I'm a professional broadcaster here. Actually, just the next jock. They gave a shot.
Waved at that one.
Wow. I mean, that's guessing and looking for something else. 97 fastball cutting down and in on him, and that's not what he was looking for.
Just missed.
Wow. I guess the black's not part of the plate. But that's the kind of groove that Loaisiga's in right now.
I guess Joe West gives it. He takes it back. So 2-2 on Herrera. He struck out in the first inning. 6 strikeouts so far for Loaisiga. And the pitch. Out of the way. Nice catch. Got a fan in the 3rd level here. On the third base side, this is a 5-level stadium. Well done. Good grab. 2-2. Every swing, the helmet comes off. Kindred spirit with Eduardo Nunez, but his helmet just flies off when he runs. 2-2. Foul back. Over his last 162 games, which is a season, this dates back to last year, hitting .312, so he has been consistent. Turned into a very good big league player. This time it didn't come off. Dropped over his eyes. Swing and a miss. He strikes out the side. 7 strikeouts for Loaisiga. Perfect through 4. We are going to go to the 5th. 1-0 Yanks. Scoreboard, it's 1-0 Yankees over the Phillies, and the story is that man who's already rung up 7 strikeouts. He leads off here in the 5th inning. And there's a strike. Okay, what's he done different than his last start, David?
So much more under control. His breaking stuff is much sharper. Looks like he's taking a little bit off of it, a little bigger break, going to more of a curveball break.
Chop left side, foul ball.
And his command has been impeccable. This is as advertised, what we heard about in the minor leagues, this impeccable control. Even when he misses, it's just barely off the plate. I mean, Romine's putting the glove down and he's all over it.
Aggressive at the plate. This will be the 75th pitch for the Philly righty. Swing and a miss. Loaisiga down on strikes. So he now has 7 strikeouts. It's time for the answer to the trivia question. Eagles won the Super Bowl in February. Which 3 cities have won a Super Bowl and a World Series in the same calendar year? So New York, Boston, how about Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I'm thinking the family. We are the family. Sister Sledge.
Yep. 79. Steelers and the Pirates, Jets and the Mets, and the Patriots and the Red Sox in 2004. Can it happen here in Philly?
Great uniforms. The old painter's hat.
The stripes around it. There's a strike to Gardner. David, what has gotten into Tampa Bay? They're up 6-0 over Washington, bottom of the 3rd inning, after sweeping the Yankees over the weekend. Oh, 2
on an emotional high. They've really overachieved if you think about it. I mean, coming into this season, it looked like a complete fire sale was going to happen down there. Kevin Cash deserves a lot of credit for what he's done down there, and talk about being progressive and innovative with his pitching staff.
And the 0-2.
You know, a lot of talk about what the Rays are doing. Is it good for the game or not? This, you know, the opener, starting games with relievers. Well, when you're the Rays and you only have really 3 bona fide starters, why not? I like it. I think it's a good thing. If you have superstars like front-end starters, a Severino or a Justin Verlander, those guys will take care of themselves. They will always be stars. But if you're piecing together a rotation and you're short in your 4th and 5th starters, then why not try to piece it together? Why not try something creative? I think they've had pretty good success so far.
Yeah, the original plan was to do it for 1 starter because they had 4 starters, but then all the injuries hit. They're actually filling 3 starts out of 5 with the bullpen. They have 2 legitimate starters, Snell and Evaldi. Archer is on the DL for a while now. The 0-2. Squibbed out left side. Franco makes the play to get Gardner. You know, Cash had a very good question, David, about whether this is the future or not. He said it could be. He said because there are only 15 starters like Luis Severino that you could really depend on. He said, but what's going to be interesting is when these pitchers that have been bullpenners. He said when Ryan Stanek goes to arbitration, he said I started 69 games. What's the arbitrator going to say?
I think there's a lot of different metrics now that are in play for how to evaluate pitchers. Completely evolving almost overnight.
Pitch outside to Judge, 1-0.
There will always be superstar pitchers that you can market. The old school pitching matchups.
And Cash also brought up his last name. He said owners don't want to pay $30 million for a pitcher. He said, yeah, they're great ones. He said, but that's a lot of money for some teams. He said, so if you could piece it together with a bunch of relievers, he said it could be economically forcing the issue too.
Well, the thing that's economically forcing the issue in Tampa is that venue that needs to be solved.
1-1 to Judge. High fly ball right, and it's out of play. The scoring in this game happened in the 2nd inning. Bird walked, moved to second on a wild pitch. Gleyber Torres with 2 strikes, kind of magic wanded the ball to right field, landed just inside the right field foul line. Bird scored easily, and that's the scoring of the game. 1-0 Yankees. Phillies have not had a base runner.
Pitch number 84 coming for Velasquez. That has quieted down over the last couple of innings as he has settled into a groove.
Two and two. Judge has struck out and fly ball to center. And Gregorius, who has walked twice, he's on deck. Drilled to left field. That ball is gone. See ya. A bullet into the seats. 2-0 Yanks.
Don't blink, or you're going to miss this one. Slider, middle in and hanging right there. Speeds up Judge's bat as if he needs it. There's no way you're catching that. He got that one after it dropped. The fan.
Here's Gregorius. 20th home run of the year for Judge. 52nd ribby. Second run for the Yanks tonight.
110.9 miles an hour off the bat from Aaron Judge on that hanging slider.
One and one. Take a look at the exit velocity presented by Spectrum Internet with faster download speeds and better performance. 110.9, as David said. 355 feet, the projected distance. Yeah, it went over there. 1-1.
Not a lot of hang time on that one.
His hand has to be stinging right now.
You betcha. I'm guessing that was maybe 40 feet off the ground. If that.
StatCast said it took 3.4 seconds to get out.
That's better than 100 feet per second.
Three and two.
So, you know, put that in a little context. You're playing third base. Third base is 90 feet away, maybe where Franco's playing right now. It gets to you and past you in 1 second flat.
High fly ball, shallow left. Kingery will make the play, and that'll do it. But a bullet home run by Aaron Judge, his 20th of the year. A rocket right down the left field line. And when it lands, the Yankees have a 2-0 lead. We're halfway through. Yankees. Carlos Santana leads off. And Loaisiga deals low, 1-0. Santana grounded to second. That was in the second. GMC scoreboard 2-2-0, zeros across for the Phillies. Hopped up, left side. And Duhar. It's over the Yankee dugout. Santana, one of the free agents that actually scored during the offseason. Phillies struck early. They gave him a 3-year, $60 million contract. And he's been pretty much what they expected out of him.
He's always been a high on-base percentage guy, and maybe not so high on the batting average part. Kind of holding true once again.
And the Indians have missed him. He started slow, but he's picked it up the last 45 games.
Kind of a throwback player in that regard. More walks than strikeouts. He's always pretty close every year, around the break-even point. 55 walks this year, only 42 strikeouts.
And there's the first base runner for the Phillies. As Santana works a walk. So Loaisiga will work out of the stretch for the first time tonight. Well, it's still you, David. The most recent perfect game by the Yankees.
I was going to name my next kid Loaisiga Cone.
And then you could really call him kid.
Exactly.
It would have to be Loaisiga Wells Larson Cone.
There you go. Exactly.
See if the Yankees can turn two here. There's one. That's all they'll get. I know you spent some time, and we'll get another look at this with Don Larson during Old Timers Day, right?
I did, and once again, Torres making a pretty difficult play with a lot of topspin on it. Looked pretty easy there and getting one, but yeah, Don's just great to be around. Did you see the picture Paul O'Neill took with Whitey Ford?
Yes, it was beautiful.
So sweet.
Yeah. It's on Twitter if anybody wants to see it. It's a great picture. Just Paul and Whitey sitting on a couch and Whitey's head kind of leaning against Paul's shoulder. There's Scott Kingery, but first a throw to first, chasing back Nick Williams.
Kind of enjoyed this Old Timers Day a little bit more on a couple of counts. We had Nick Swisher take the microphone and run, so I had plenty of time to just kind of back off. Andy Pettit was there. Dr. Bobby Brown, Al Downing, being able to have conversations with those guys.
A strike.
And of course, Don Larson. Kind of feel like, you know, the baton's getting passed a little bit. You know, I miss Yogi. Still remember the days of Mickey and Joe D there. It just seems like, wow, you know, the gap is closing on us.
Time marches on. The 0-1. Fouled away. David, how about this sky? Chamber of Commerce sky. It's just gorgeous. Philadelphia red, Philly red, interspersed with some Yankee blue. Gorgeous.
What would you call that color? The hues in the sky there. I see a little bit of Clint Frazier's hair.
Pinkish hue, I would think.
Maybe his attitude too right now. He's not here. He'll be back.
One and two to Kingery. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Not in time. So Kingery down on strikes. Williams steals second.
Nice overhand view here. An off-speed pitch, a swing and a miss, and Romine with an unbelievable play right there to get rid of it. And another closer look. And maybe the Yankees want to take another look, although that's bang bang, maybe not. Yeah. The hand hits the bag first, I believe. But Romine made that closer than it had any reason to be this close. Fantastic throw from Romine on a tough pitch.
It was Maikel Franco. I wonder if you've noticed this, David. Gleyber Torres' tag is so fast. From the time he catches, well, he gets it down to the body so quickly. He's gotten a lot of close calls there.
Makes sense. He's a fantastic athlete. We've seen it in the batter's box. His eye-hand coordination. I say eye-hand, could be hand-eye.
Nubbed up the first baseline. Loaisiga throws to first, and that will do it here in the fifth. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. We played 5, we go to the 6th, 2-0 Yanks.
More. As expected, Gary Sanchez was placed on the 10-day DL with a grade 1 groin strain. As a result, Kyle Higashioka was called up from AAA. They also made another roster move today. Giovanni Gallegos on the roster to provide some more depth in that bullpen. Guys, as we know yesterday, that bullpen was taxed in the extra inning games. Aaron Boone said don't expect to see Adam Warren, Chad Green, or Jonathan Holder in this one tonight.
A base hit off the bat of Stanton to start off the 6th inning. Nobody on the right side of the infield except for Santana, and Stanton picks up a single.
My goodness. This ball was just absolutely demolished. Good thing the second baseman wasn't there. Would have gone through him. 117 miles an hour off the bat.
Here is Miguel Andujar. Yankees lead 2-0. We're in the top of the 6th inning. High fly ball left field. Hoskins comes in to make the play. One away. Jack Curry gave me a description of the clouds. He said they've been called cotton candy clouds. Not those, the ones out towards center. There you go. And there you go again. Here's Greg Bird. Bird has walked and scored and struck out. And a strike from Velasquez. Grounded to first. They go to second. Back to first. It's a double play. Somehow they turn 2 on that one to end the inning. No runs a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. 3-4-3. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, we got cheesesteaks and we have a 2-0 Yankee lead. 2-3-0 for the Yanks and zeros across for the Phils. Loaisiga has thrown 71 pitches, 5 innings, no hits, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. Here's Alfaro. One and 0.
You mentioned it also, Michael, in the pregame, along with Meredith, and that the Yankees really needed this kind of an outing. Not only for Loaisiga's confidence and only his 3rd big league start, but coming off the heels of getting swept in Tampa in the extra inning game.
2-0. Well, they would have been taxed if this was a short outing by Loaisiga. Three and 0 on Alfaro. Aaron Altair will pinch hit for the pitcher. Turned him loose on 3-0. 3-1. Hoping that Loaisiga just laid it in there. 3-0.
Might have swung a ball 4.
Three and 2.
Loaisiga got a chance for a nice little comeback here. And the leadoff hitter in the 6th inning, and obviously in the National League game, Michael mentioned it, the pitcher Velasquez's day is done. Time to be pinch hit for.
And there's the first base hit of the game for the Phillies. A 3-2 pitch lined to right field. So Alfaro picks up a single.
It's going to bring out Larry Rothschild. This is a nice visit. Always when you have something going on, even though it's early, it's the 6th inning, and this is the right pitch and the right call. You've got to go after him, throw a fastball. Too early to be thinking about no hitters or history. You got a game in the balance here and a 2-run lead, and now you have a leadoff hitter on. So nice visit by Larry Rothschild. It's always after something like this is broken up that a pitcher can lose his focus a little bit.
They even have Marlon, the interpreter, covering his mouth now. It's an epidemic. That's Marlon Abreu does such a great job interpreting for the Spanish-speaking players. So here's Altair. One and 0. David Robertson up. Swing and a miss.
Pitch number 80 on the way. Recently had a conversation, with AJ Hinch down in Houston, Mike, going on evaluating pitchers in game. But he goes to the technology. He can go to the video room and see the spin rate, say at this point in the game on your starting pitcher. And if he's starting to lose a little spin rate, that's going to impact him in real time right now on whether he's going to make a pitching change or not. So it's not just the eye test done from the bench anymore. A lot of these major league teams, and I'm sure Gabe Kapler has access to that information, and I know the Yankees do as well. It's not just velocity. You can actually check all the metrics. Spin rate, is he starting to lose something? You can confirm the eye test. It's sort of like trust but confirm. So you want to know about modern analytics, it is in real time now, and it is in the manager's hands to be able to make decisions right now on pitching changes, especially with starting pitchers.
Just missed outside. 3-2 now on Altera.
Life and spin rate measured in real time, and this is really close. We've talked about, it's got plenty of play. We've talked about Joe West being more of a hitter's umpire, and there's another example, a borderline pitch going the hitter's way.
Fouled it back. So Gabe Kapler went with the only right-handed hitter he has on the bench. He has a lefty, and Dylan Cousins did not go with him. He has two switch hitters as well. He goes with the righty against the righty. Missed upstairs, and just like that, a rally for the Phillies. First and second, nobody out, top of the order.
At what point does fatigue start to set in?
And also, David, is there a letdown when you give up that first hit? Although it's early, it's still the 6th inning. You can start to dream a little. When you give up that first hit, mentally, do you lose it a bit?
No, you're aware of it, absolutely. Every pitcher's aware of what's going on.
So here's Cesar Hernandez. Oh, strike on the outside corner. Most of the left side of the infield is open. Didi shading up the middle, trying to check back Alfaro. And then you have Andujar in the cutout at third, darting against the bunt. Slow roller, second base. They have one out, they make it, and now the runners move up. Wasn't a sacrifice, but got the job done. It also gets Aaron Boone out of the dugout, which means Loaisiga's getting out of the game. With Rhys Hoskins due up, he's going to go to Robertson.
Wait, it's an exciting part of the game here. The double switch. Wait, let get the camera right there. I got to see this. My heart rate's going up.
Well, Loaisiga's going to be due up third in the 7th inning. So they're going to have to double switch somebody out as Robertson comes in. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Planet Fitness. David's going to towel off. We'll be back in just a moment. It's 2-0 Yankees.
Sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Well, that's going to do it for Loaisiga. He'll watch the rest of this inning from the bench as David Robertson takes over. The double switch as he gets a nice ovation from the New Yorkers here in the crowd, has David Robertson now penciled into the 6th spot where Greg Bird was, and Neil Walker coming in to play first base, so he'll bat 9th, the spot vacated by Loaisiga. So Robertson will try to get out of a second and third one-out jam. Yankees have the infield back. They'll give up a run with Hoskins at the plate. Hoskins was 0 for 2 against Loaisiga. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 2-0 Yankees.
A huge spot for David Robertson here with 2 runners on. Loaisiga's fate rests in David Robertson's hands right now. Nonetheless, great outing from the young starter.
Couldn't hold up, 0-2. The 2 runners on base, his responsibility. A good outing by Loaisiga.
I like the move by Aaron Boone. I thought Loaisiga was starting to lose just a little bit off of his stuff and his command, and especially for a kid, Michael, as you know, just 38 professional starts. If ever there was a need for protection for a young starter, this is the case with him.
Just missed with the fastball. Swing and a miss. And Hoskins goes down on strikes. 2 away. Big strikeout for Robertson.
A lot of confidence, Robertson and Romine. Let me go down in the dirt and get that swing and a miss. And Hoskins just walking, not running right away. I don't know if that would have made a difference or not, but great job by Romine of tracking this ball in the dirt.
And here's the dangerous Odubel Herrera. Seems like he's arguing with a fan who might not like the fact that he didn't run to first.
You betcha. I'm not sure if he even saw the ball and how far it got away from Romine.
Boy, Herrera does not get cheated on his swings.
Hoskins almost inviting the cat calls at this point.
Take all the way there by Herrera. He takes low 1-1. You
can see there, very much of a guess hitter. Just by his first swing, what he's looking for, he can look bad and then come back the next pitch and be right on it. So no doubt about it, he's trying to match wits and guess which pitch is coming.
He's so wide open at the plate that his front foot is almost on the back line. It's almost like he's directly facing the pitcher. A lot of movement.
And he closes to the extreme and almost on the plate. His leg is almost in the strike zone. At the peak of his leg kick, his knee is almost in the zone.
I wonder if he would be more susceptible to off speed because he seems so geared up for the fastball.
You would think that, but he guesses and looks for that and sits on that type of pitch as well.
2-1. Now 2-2.
One thing an open stance does for hitters is you can get both eyes on the pitcher. And you can see that knee hanging and that foot. You see him open up, he's looking for breaking ball right there. It's still way out in front of it. He was looking for it to be in. Robertson got it away. But yes, Michael, you're right. It's a good point. With all that movement, if you get him out in front, it's hard for him to stay back.
2-2. Ground ball, second base. Torres is there. What a job by Robertson to get out of trouble. No runs to hit and 2 men left on base. We're going to the 7th inning. 2-0 Yankees. With a full slate of matches. It all kicks off at 9 Eastern with France taking on Denmark, then later Messi and Argentina face off with Nigeria. Watch the World Cup on Fox and FS1 or stream it all live on the Fox Sports app. We go to the 7th inning. Héctor Neris just got called back up from the minors. He'd been very ineffective. He was going to be their closer, and he just kept failing. Look at the numbers. They're ugly. And they told him, listen, we want you to be here. We want you to be the guy, but you're going to have to go back down and relearn how to do things because it's not happening. They called him up before this series. Last Monday, he was sent down to Lehigh Valley. That's AAA. He had a 10.13 ERA in his last 9 games. And you see the Cadillac scoreboard, 2-0 Yankees over the Phillies. But he came back today with a Dubre Ramos hitting the DL with right shoulder impingement.
You're talking about a 29-year-old, Michael, that really had established himself, broke in 2014. Appeared in 216 major league games with a career 3.34 ERA. So a couple of really 3 good years for the Phillies, and then, as you said, sent down to kind of reboot.
And you know what? It kind of shook up the entire team. Everybody was close with him. Everybody liked him. And they were all commiserating with him when he was sent down, but a short trip down there. Let's see if it did anything. 2-2 on Gleyber Torres. So in June, ERA of 5.91. That's the Phillies bullpen. Only the Rockies is worse by a lot. 8.22 ERA. That is the weak spot of this team. And we've already seen the Astros, or should I say the Nationals, make a move. Kelvin Herrera, and that's a team that the Phillies will be battling. So they need a big time lock them down closer, and those guys are not going to come cheaply. Swing and a miss. Gleyber Torres down on strikes. We're in the 7th inning. It's 2-0 Yankees. Yankees have 3 hits and the Phillies have just 1. Here's Austin Romine 0 for 2 tonight. A fly ball to center and a strikeout looking.
Speaking from experience, Michael, and then, you know, on the mound, the first thing to go when you start to struggle or you start to decline is command. Trying to throw it where you used to be able to command the ball, throwing it where you're trying to throw it. Sometimes the velocity's still there. Sometimes Neris, his splitter, still has good break on it.
Up the middle, grabbed there by Hernandez. He takes a base hit away from Romine.
But it's always command for pitchers. And Philly very progressive in their positioning. Even on Romine, up the middle is not a base hit.
Because of the double switch, here is Neil Walker. Neris deals. Low 1-0. They shift for the switch hitter batting from the left side. One and one. Weak wave right there, 1-2. Walker's first at bat. Swing and a miss. And Neris with a nice bounce back inning coming out of the minor leagues. Time of the 7th inning stretch in Philly. 2-0 Yanks. by your local Nissan dealer. Not much offense. 2-3-0 for the Yanks, 0-1-0 for the Phillies. Loaisiga, the guys just talked about him. Vince Velasquez went 6. Gleyber Torres an RBI double. Aaron Judge a bullet line drive home run right down the left field line over the 334-foot side. So Robertson got out of the second and third one-out jam without allowing a run in the 6th. He's still out there for the 7th. They'll face Santana, Williams, and Kingery. Santana, ground ball to second and a walk. One and 0. Two and 0.
Aaron Boone in a tough spot here, trying to go hitter to hitter with Betances warming up.
Cadillac scoreboard 2-0. Yankees up. Gabe Kapler was talking about the fact that he has urged Santana, please swing 3-0. Santana wants no part of it. Just doesn't like swinging on 3-0. And he takes a walk. 2 walks for Santana. MLB At Bat is your #1 Yankees app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Yankees home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. So Santana walks for the 2nd time. And here's Nick Williams. One and 1.
No real worry about the base runner. Santana's got a one-way lead and Betances is ready.
That one gets away. Romine can't find it. Now he locates, but by that time Santana's on second. That'll be a wild pitch.
Yes, it will. It's a breaking ball. And Romine tries to backhand it instead of block it. That's clearly a mistake. He gets fooled on the pitch, knowing that a breaking ball is coming, does not get over to block mode, tries to pick it. Right back with the hammer. Good pitch.
So one away. And that brings up Scott Kingery. Kingery 0 for 2. Lined out to second and struck out. That one is lined to left field. It is a base hit. Cut off by Stanton. Coming home is Santana. He'll score. Throw comes into second. RBI single for Kingery. It's 2-1 Yanks.
Decisions for a big league manager, and Robertson hangs this one after the previous one was a good one for a strikeout. This one rolls on the inner half of the plate, really more on the inner corner. Good job by Stanton here to cut it off. Kingery gets a gift on a hanging breaking ball. Keep the tying run at first base, even though the throw's offline a little bit. Torres does a good job. And here comes Aaron Boone.
I think that Boone had to break something up there because Robertson was barking at Joe West, and then Romine took Robertson back to the mound. I'm not sure what pitch he was really angry at him about.
Probably the whole sequence, maybe even the leadoff walk, a couple of close fastballs, borderline.
Trying to hand him the baseball.
Oh, this is not about the strike zone. You can see almost Joe West saying that's my job.
Joe West is stopping Romine. Romine said, "That's okay, I'll take the mound visit." And then Boone smartly came out to break it up.
It's about the baseball. Which one Robertson wanted to throw. Joe West has always had a little Barney Fife in him, Michael, on those kind of things.
Swing and a miss. Franco down on strikes, 2 away.
Best fastball he's thrown in a while, 93 miles an hour, and look at that movement. Mariano Rivera-like movement. Late as well.
Well, that's going to do it. As Robertson gives the ball to Boone. Boone goes to the bullpen. We'll come right back. of the season. It's CC Sabathia bobblehead night, the third in the 2018 collectible series presented by AT&T for the first 18,000 guests in attendance. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. CC's going to start Friday against the Red Sox at Yankee Stadium. And Dylan Betances will try to get the final out of the 7th inning here at Citizens Bank Park, and he has been pretty much perfect.
Quite the turnaround, as Aaron Boone and David Robertson are going to talk about what happened and why they're still a little bit steamed in the dugout at that guy behind home plate. Can't wait to talk to Robbie after the game.
Here's Alfaro. Fastball's inside, 1-0. Alfaro got the first hit against Loaisiga, leading off the 6th inning. Phillies have just 2 hits. "13 innings pitched in his last 13 appearances, just 1 hit, 8 walks, 23 strikeouts. "2-1 Yankees, bottom of the 7th inning at Citizens Bank Park. Runner goes, pitches outside, throw is into center field. But Kingery stays right there.
This breaking ball is way outside, and probably an ill-advised effort from Romine, as you see from the sidearm, Thurman Munson style. The ball runs way away, and Yankees catch a break. I mean, Romine really had no shot here. Probably should have eaten it, and Kingery should be on third, except he stumbled trying to get up.
So now the tying run is in scoring position on the stolen base. Strike 3. Alfaro down looking. But the Phillies get 1 run, 1 hit, 1 man left. Let's go to the 8th inning in Philly. Yankees lead 2-1. In game 2 of this set, coverage starts at 6 with Audi batting practice today and the Chevy Yankees pregame. Then we're back to call all the action right here in Philadelphia. That's all on Yes and streaming on Fox Sports Go. Great pitching matchup tomorrow. Luis Severino, you see the start that he's gotten off to. Jake Arrieta, late signing by the Phillies, 3 years, $75 million, 5-5, 3.42. It all begins at 6 on Yes with the BP show. Pre-game show at 6:30. First pitch right around 7:05 from Philly. Adam Morgan is the new pitcher for the Phils. And he deals outside to Gardner. Perhaps too many walks on that line. 31 base runners in 21 innings.
Yeah, a lot of everything.
The announced crowd of 44,136. Their second biggest crowd this year after the home opener. And you can see here the Philly fans battling the Yankee fans. As the Yankee fans are chanting, "Let's go Yanks," and the Philly fans are booing. Hyundai scoreboard shows the Yankees lead 2-1. He doesn't like what he's hearing. Swing and miss, 2-2. Gardner's 0 for 3 tonight. Conflicted family right there. Someone will be happy tonight. And the pitch. Jumped up and hit Gardner. Still 2-2.
You know, every team's got a chant, you know, let's go Phillies, let's go Mets. There's something about the Yankees, though, when you hear that chant. Maybe it's just the name Yankees.
Could be.
So that particular chant travels well.
He's got the right amount of beats. Let's go.
Yeah, emphasis on the Yankees.
I think that's where it came. Derek Jeter.
There you go.
Grounded up the middle. Grabbed there by Hernandez, but he can't make the play as Gardner beats it out. Nice play by Hernandez to get to it.
Watching Gardner showing no ill effects from a little bit of a sore knee, and that's the first thing you look at with Brett. That knee's fine.
Well, part of the family's happy. Part of the couple's happy. Here's Judge. Hit his 20th home run last time up in the Yankees 76 game. At this point last year, he had 27. Last Yankee to do that in back-to-back years in so few games was Granderson in 11 and 12. And the only other Yankees, how about these names to be on this list? Ruth, Garrick, Mantle, and Max.
It's almost like the Mount Rushmore of Yankee players.
Gregorius is on deck. 8th inning, 2-1 Yankees. Tight game. See if they turn him loose on 3-0.
My guess would be yes. We've seen him do it before this year with some success. Aaron Boone believes in that. Sometimes it might be the best pitch you see. You might catch a pitcher thinking he could sneak one by.
Nowhere close, so Judge walks. First and second, nobody out. Now a quick word from Spectrum.
Spectrum Internet. No data caps, no contracts. Just faster speeds with better performance.
So Morgan gives up an infield single to Gardner, then walks Judge. First and second, nobody out. Alfaro goes out and talks with him. And now he has to face Gregorius.
Starting to hear some Didi chants now. They're back as he's starting to swing the bat again. I guess in 1986 World Series, the Darryl chants in Boston were pretty good too.
Yep. And they followed him forever after. Push bunt. Going to be a very tough play. Give me a base hit. Bases loaded Yankees.
Oh, this is going to bring a smile to so many people's faces. The bunt. And it works. First and second, nobody out. Disguises it, actually waits till the last minute to square and then perfectly placed.
Well, there is no way Kapler's keeping in the lefty to face Stanton. That lesson has been learned throughout the league. So he's going to call on a righty. Stanton coming up, bases loaded, nobody out. History of the Yankees on back-to-back nights during the All-Star break. This definitive documentary chronicles the over 100-year proud and glorious history of sports' most historic franchise. It's an event you cannot and should not want to miss. Coming July 18th and 19th, only on Yes. Should be great. The new pitcher, Yaxel Rios. This will be his 22nd game, and Rios has to face Stanton. Infield in. Ground it, and over the leaping try of the shortstop Kingery for a base hit. One-run scores. Here comes Judge. Here's the throw. He scores. Gregorius to third, Stanton to second. 4-1 Yanks.
How about a Baltimore chop? Philadelphia style. Infield about halfway. And the thing that impresses me is that the ball's at Hoskins' glove, and Aaron Judge hasn't reached third yet. And look at how fast he got home. You talk about elite speed. Judge doesn't get credit for it. And yes, the high chopper. Hoskins not known for a great arm.
And Duhar with a pop-up. Shallow left center. Kingery makes the play, and Gregorius stays put at third.
He doesn't get enough credit, Aaron Judge, for being a true five-tool player, but right about here, Hoskins has the ball, and he turns it on. That's not really even close in what should have been a very close play. Gobbling up turf with every stride.
Well, here is Dylan Betances. They want him to pitch the bottom of the 8th inning, so they will let him hit with the infield in and runners on second and third and one man out. Waggling the bat. A little Sheffield there. And there's a strike.
Look, I would be doing a safety squeeze here if I were Aaron Boone. Even, you know, I mean, if you could push the ball to first base, you got a chance to steal a run right here with Didi at third.
0-2.
That swing right there does you no good. No chance. Your only chance here is to bunt. So I'm really surprised. With one out, a bunt down the first base line might get you a run. This is a big mistake.
And he strikes out on 3 pitches. He certainly didn't get cheated on the swings.
Nothing wrong with having a little bit of fun, but glad he didn't get hurt. He should have bunted.
There's Gleyber Torres, infield backs up. Yankees lead 4-1, 2 runs in the 8th. Count 1-0. Now back, 1-1. Yankees 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 5th, 2 here in the 8th. Phillies 1 in the 7th. Yankees lead 4-1, 4-6-0, leading 1-2-0. Torres drove in the first run of the game. Drove in Bird from second with a double down the right field line. Gregorius at third. Stanton is at second. Stanton with his 45th and 46 ribbies. 2-2 ball gets away from Alfaro, but Gregorius stays put.
Pretty good story from Rios on the mound. Broke in 2011 in the minor leagues in professional ball. Really paid his dues, finally breaking into the big leagues this year.
Looped out toward first. Santana is there, and that'll do it. But the Yankees get 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 men left on base. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Yankees up 4-1. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. So Betances out on the mound after the strikeout, and he took some mighty swings in that strikeout. He had 2 big swings. The second one, he ends up striking out, and we'll show you that in a moment. Kind of grimaces, and then Stevie Donahue goes over and said, "Are you okay?" And he said, "Yes, he is." And when he came down the dugout steps, you could see Aaron Boone asking him, "Are you okay?" Valentin pinch hitting for the pitcher.
I didn't like anything about that.
Hyundai scoreboard 4-1 Yankees lead. This is Yesmuel Valentin. Yeah, everybody gets excited when pitchers hit, and they all want to hit home runs. But sometimes you go a little bit out of your comfort zone.
It's a 4-1 ball game here.
And he walks Valentin.
We always used to do a drill, and I know it's different nowadays, but you know, I'm an old National League pitcher with the Mets. We always used to do, as you see Chapman going to get hot right here in the 8th. We used to do a little butcher boy, what we called a butcher boy drill, or a little half swing. And even pitchers, it's like playing pepper. Even American League pitchers could do that in batting practice to prepare. Wait till the last minute and just swing around, little half swing. Just put the bat on the ball, try to hit it the other way on the ground, and you might steal a run.
Oh, he's missing out of the zone now. Here comes Larry Rothschild.
Velocity's down. Dellen's been used a lot lately, and we talked about Aaron Boone's going to have to piece this one together.
I guess the explanation, I don't know if it's a legitimate one, David. You know, what do you have, 9 or 10 intra-league games that you play in the National League? And I guess they don't need to be or want to be working with pitchers for 9, 10 games. In the National League, a lot of games that a pitcher can impact.
I think you should have pitchers bunting. I think you should have pitchers doing that little butcher boy drill. I think you could do it with everybody before you play interleague games. You could do it in the cage, not even on the field. You could do it in a very controlled setting where there's no risk of injury. Almost just like playing pepper, like you used to play pepper in the backyard when you were a kid.
Well, he has lost the strike zone. He walked Valentin. Now he's 3-0 on Hernandez. And there's a strike.
What if that was a World Series game? How would you play it then?
That one is looped to short. Gregorius makes the play. Aaron Judge has been fan-friendly today, as he was warming up with a fan in the stands earlier. Imagine the thrill that is for the fan.
Nice.
Just a kid, too.
Kid's got a nice arm action there. That's a player. Aaron Judge gets it.
1-2 on Hoskins.
Chapman is ready. Herrera on deck. My guess is Aaron Boone hopes Dellin can get this one and maybe go to Chapman.
1-2. Chop slowly to third, charging Andujar will make the play at first as Valentin moves to second.
With a little peek over to the bench, and now that the out is made and you still have the safety of a 3-run lead, even though Chapman's ready, they push it here now. With another base runner, Chapman probably would have been in the game. Got a little cushion here, though, with a 3-run lead.
Here's Odubel Herrera. Missed outside with a breaking ball. 1-0. Way outside. And you could tell, David, we mentioned it earlier, Herrera decides before the pitch even comes if he's even going to offer. He just doesn't even engage during the pitch. He's done it twice already today.
He knows you need another base runner. So he's going to be very selective here. Getting on base is really important now to give Santana, who's on deck, a chance with one swing to tie this thing up.
Does it again, and he just takes the pitch for a strike. So he was intent on taking a strike. Big cut there, 2-2. It was 99 miles an hour. The fast pitch speed analytics brought to you by Fios by Verizon. Herrera's 0 for 3 tonight. 2 strikeouts and a ground ball to second. Outside. Count is full. And he walked him. So that brings up Carlos Santana as the tying run. And here comes Aaron Boone. You didn't want to do this because now Chapman's got to get this out, sit down, and get 3 more outs. But this out, important right now. Santana is the tying run. Yankees lead 4-1. Chapman coming in. to get the final out of the 8th inning. And Chapman's been great. No two ways about it. This will be his 35th game. 22 out of 23 save opportunities, 57 strikeouts, and 33 and 2/3 innings. And he comes into a big spot. That's what closers do. First and second, 2 outs. Carlos Santana at the plate. Betances will watch the proceedings from the dugout. Yankees trying to hold on to a 3-run lead. They're up 4-1. Santana certainly saw Chapman during the World Series between the Cubs and the Indians. And Chapman deals. Drilled out to left field and deep. Going back, Stanton still back, and he makes the play on the run for the final out of the inning. So Santana hit it on the screws, but it was run down by Stanton. We'll go to the 9th as the Yankees breathe. Postgame is Bob and Jack bring you highlights and analysis of this interleague clash. Plus hear thoughts from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. You'll hear from Meredith Marakovitz. All that and more to come. Only on Yes. New pitcher is Austin Davis. This will be his 4th game. And he's going to face Romine, Walker, and Gardner. Davis, one of 3 lefties in Gabe Kapler's bullpen. David, that Santana line drive had the sound. It just didn't have the distance.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it was little over 95 miles an hour off of his bat. It sounded like sweet spot.
0-2. A nice play by Stanton.
He ran it down, and he's also shown above average speed. A good athlete, both him and Judge. You tend to think of them as, you know, just big power guys. No, they're very athletic.
Loop, right field, coming on Williams, and he'll make the play. 1 away. And here is Neil Walker. One and one. One and two.
It's been a tough spot for Neil Walker, Michael. You know, he's always been kind of an everyday player, and this first time he's kind of relegated to the bench. I'm a super utility guy. Shown signs of life at times. Last 15 games, though, just 7 for 47. And very sporadic work. Not a lot of consecutive at-bats at all for Neil Walker.
Well, Boone got him 2 starts in a row over the weekend, trying to find something in there, but he really has struggled. Strike 3, Walker down looking. Not in love with that call by Joe West.
Got a reason for it, too. Pretty close. I think, you know, when you get the movement of the glove, when the catcher's setting up away and he's got to reach all the way over, I think that's what Neil Walker sees. From the overhead, maybe shaving the black. Certainly lit up the strike zone.
Here's Gardner. And there's a strike.
It's always the look Joe West gives you back, even if you just question him. Staring him back to the dugout. Almost as if to say, how dare you question me.
One and one. One and two on Gardner. Gardner 1 for 4 tonight.
Best conversation I ever had with an umpire, Michael, is the great Harry Windelstadt. And I questioned him one time on the strike zone on a play and walking to the dugout after the inning. He said, you know what, it was a close pitch. I had a split second to make the call. I might have missed it. I'll give it a better look next time. I mean, what do you say to that? I just put my head down and walked to the dugout. You could actually talk to him. And he was actually honest about it. Very humanized the position.
And also diffused you.
I had nothing to say. I said, thank you. He said, yeah, it was close. I might have missed it.
Two. 3 and 2 on Gardner. Judge is on deck. And Gardner works a walk with 2 outs. So that gets Aaron Judge another plate appearance. Judge is 1 for 3. His 20th home run right down the left field line. Solo shot in the 5th, and then he walked and scored on Stanton's 2-run single in the 8th. Yankees lead 4-1. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Ground ball through for a base hit. Past a diving Kingery. Gardner will go to third. Throw comes into second. And he just blistered that ball through an infield that had 3 infielders on the left side.
Well, you called it, Michael. Blistered is the right word. And even though he hits on top of it a bit and it goes down, sometimes the hardest hit balls are the ones on the ground. Still found the sweet spot. And once it hit the ground, boy, it even picked up speed, it seems like, even though that's not the case. But some top spin, 115 miles an hour off the bat, right on through.
So first and third, 2 men out. And here's Didi. Swing and a miss. Foul back quickly, 0-2. Four 7-0 for the Yanks, 1-2-0 for the Phils. Strike 3, Gregorius down looking. He does not like the call. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the ninth. The Yankees are up by 3. Interleague between the Yankees and the Phils. 4-7-0 for the Yanks, 1-2-0 for the Phillies. Jonathan Loaisiga looking to pick up his second victory with help from David Robertson, Dellin Betances, and that man, Aroldis Chapman, who got the final out of the 8th. Although loud, it was still an out, leaving runners on first and second as Santana hit one long to left, but run down by Stanton. Here's Nick Williams. 0-1.
Well, you get credit for getting the save in the 9th inning, and that's what Chapman's trying to do right here to get 3 more outs. But David Robertson probably should get part of that save for what he did in relief. And around the 6th inning, and then of course what Chapman did in the 8th inning as well.
Left side and out of play.
It was certainly a high leverage spot that Chapman had last inning. Home run tied the game up, but he had 2 outs. David Robertson came in. I think that was the highest leverage spot to me. I mean, that was the key to the game, and it was the 6th inning. Loaisiga had a great start, but he really needed to get bailed out by Robertson.
Swing and a miss. Williams down on strikes, 1 away.
almost like he's got a new toy, right, with that slider. Left on left, watch out. Because his fastball's back this year. We've seen him break 100 miles an hour on several occasions. The life and the spin on his fastball's back, and now he's got that. If you're a left-handed batter, lights out.
Here's Kingery. One and one. Swing and a miss. Overpowered. Kingery down on strikes, and the Phillies are down to their final out.
Interstate 101. Almost knocked Romine's glove off. That one had some heavy action to it, like a bowling ball.
Here's Maikel Franco, 0 for 3 tonight. 0-1. Yankees 1 out away from snapping their season-long 3-game losing streak. The last team to have such a streak in the bigs this year. And the latest, the Yankees have had their first 3-game losing streak since 1954. So they don't want to start with a 4-game streak. The 0-1. 1-1. Two and one on Franco. Three and one. Skied the other way. That'll be out of play. And now the Phillies down to their final strike. So does Chapman go 101? Does he go with the slider? Either one's going to be tough if he throws it in the strike zone.
Should throw a fastball.
That's what Romine is called. And the pitch. 102, foul away.
It's a different story if you need to avoid contact here. Even if Franco catches up to one of these great fastballs and hits a home run, it's only a 4-2 game. He can't beat you. You mess around with a slider and throw a ball, then you're inviting trouble. Now you got to walk. Chapman shaking off Romine to get back to the fastball.
3-2. Late again on the fastball and fouls it away.
The reason being, Michael, is you're supposed to throw a strike. So theoretically, you should have better command of your fastball than your slider, generally speaking. Now, if that's reversed, then okay, throw it in the strike zone. Whatever pitch you can get in the strike zone. For Chapman, it should be a fastball. Romine wants the slider.
And the 3-2. That is drilled to left field. There it goes. See ya. Franco with a home run. Phillies still alive. It's 4-2 Yanks. What do they say, David? You can't hang a fastball?
Exactly. And that's the problem you get to on a 3-2 pitch. You feel like you got to almost like roll one in there. You have to throw a strike, so it's not his best one. And after all those late swings on the fastball, he did him a favor and sped up his bat right there.
Here's Alfaro. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. 1-0.
You can see here on 3-2, he doesn't finish it. Might not even be a strike. It's up out of the zone. Really a nothing slider right there.
Could not hold up on that fastball. 1-1. And the pitch. 1-2 again. Phillies down to their final strike. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. As the Yankees win the first game of this 3-game set, 4-2. Chapman strikes out 3 in the bottom of the ninth, gives up the home run to Franco. But all in all, a good pitching performance, clutch hitting, home run by Judge, big 2-run single by Stanton, and the Yankees snapped their losing streak.
They really did, and a huge lift from a young kid, Jonathan the Kid.
Loaisiga.
Of course, Loaisiga Cone. I was going to name my next kid his name. But what a great effort by him in his 3rd major league start.
They did a great job, had a no-hitter into the 6th inning, and did what he had to do, gave the Yankees some length, and then the bullpen did what it has been doing. And a sigh of relief for Aaron Boone and the troops as the Yankees win this one by a score of 4-2. We have more to come from Philadelphia, so you stay right here. You're watching Yes.